Hi, my name is James. I'm a senior application scientist here at LI-COR. Today I'm going to talk about how to install a particle filter on a intake tube of a LI-7200 gas analyzer. The intake tube comes in two flavors. There is a heated intake tube which is short. It is about 70 centimeters in length, and there is the regular intake tube which is about 101 centimeters long. The 7200 being a closed path analyzer, it samples air into it, and so if you have a particle filter, it can prevent all the dirt and dust from getting into the analyzer and give you a better readings of the instruments. On the other hand, if you have a heated intake tube, you get a better frequency response because the heated tube can minimize the absorption of water on the walls of the tube and get a better frequency response for especially for water vapor. The tools required are a needle nose plier, adjustable wrench, and 9x16 and 5x8 crescent wrenches. The parts we are going to use are, we have the 2 micron space lock filter with a short piece of stainless steel quarter-inch tubing. We have the intake cup with the retainer clamp, and we are going to use this to do this demonstration. So in the case of the heated intake tube, there is a bulkhead union connector already present in the location where the filter has to be installed. So to install the filter, you have to get that bulkhead connector out. So you can use the 5x8 wrench and the 9x16 wrench for this purpose. So once this is loosened, and you can take out that bulkhead connector. You have it taken out on both sides. So in this case, the nut and ferrule which goes with the filter are already located, are already swaged in, so they are not going to come out from the tube. So all you have to do is take the filter, make sure that the direction of flow marked on the filter is oriented the right way, and then install it by tightening the nut against the filter on both sides. You can hand tighten this first, and then use the adjustable wrench and the 9x16 the wrench to tighten it. Make sure you tighten both sides of the filter. So in the case of a regular intake tube, you can install the filter at one end of the tube. So the first thing to do is take the nuts off the filter. The ferrules are inside. Make sure that you don't lose those ferrules. There are two ferrules. There is a front ferrule which looks conical in shape, and a back ferrule which looks like a ring. The first thing to insert into the tube is the nut, followed by the back ferrule, and then you put the front ferrule in. So when you put the filter in, this front ferrule is going to compress into the filter and thus make a airtight fitting. So you can first hand tighten it this way. Make sure the arrow of the flow indicated on the filter is pointing the right way. And once you hand tighten one side, you can repeat the same process with the short piece of tube which you get with the filter assembly. Take the ferrules out, put the nut on the short piece, put the back ferrule in, and put the front ferrule in then, and insert that into the tube. Make sure that the tube goes as far as it can into the filter body, and hand tighten it. Once you are done hand tightening, you have to tighten it with the wrench so that the ferrule is swaged into the tube. So here I am tightening on end first, and then I'm tightening the other end. Make sure you put enough force into it so that the ferrules get swaged into the tube. Now if I remove this nut from the body of the filter, the nut and the ferrules don't fall off because they are already swaged in. So in this way, you're not going to lose this nut and ferrules, and the next time you have to replace the filter with a new one, it's simply a matter of taking the filter out without the nut and ferrules and putting another filter into just putting another filter. So you can see this is the nut and the ferrule has to be swaged onto the surface of the tube. I think I have. Now that we have installed the intake cup on the tube, make sure that it doesn't come off easily by pulling on it. Adding the filter to the end of the intake tube creates extra weight on the tube, so make sure you provide a support to the intake tube when you install in the field. All that stuff we just did now should be done preferably in the lab so that you won't lose these parts when you try to do it in the field. How often a filter has to be changed depends on the type of environment you have. If you have a really dirty environment, the filter may get clogged up more easily. But on the plus side, you don't have to clean your gas analyzer that often. One good variable to watch in the data stream on the life of the filter is to look at the motor drive. The motor drive is in the high 80s or 90s. It means that the motor is having a hard time pulling and the filter is getting clogged. For more information, you can always refer to manuals and installation guides. As always, you can always directly contact us if you need further information.